Hey everybody, it's Kelly Oblak with this week's Stash It Monday. This is our inspiration board for the month, and I was definitely inspired by all the pink in this board, and then also the pastel colors, but I also liked the black and white, and then a little bit of that like doodling plaid reminded me of like more sketches, that kind of a thing. The other thing I'm thinking about this week is combining new product and old product. So right now I'm going through some of my Maggie Holmes Flourish papers, and I really liked that black and white kind of sketched botanical. I've decided I want to border it, and I'm looking at bordering it with like that floral behind, and then thinking about other things that I can layer in there as well. I love that botanical there. I'm using a cut apart, and then I like that sort of diamond paper for layering here. So what I'm really trying to show you is how you can take your new papers and combine them with your old embellishments here. So that's where the Stash It comes in here, is going back and making old things sort of look new again. For me at least, certainly I have lots of paper, but oftentimes I'll finish up a paper collection and I still have embellishments left. So that's what I'm trying to do here. All right, so this paper here that I'm going to use as the border is from Maggie Holmes Flourish. It's the Unforgettable paper, and this is a scrapbook.com exclusive paper. So if you have Flourish and you've bought it somewhere else than scrapbook.com, you won't be able to get this paper. That's where you need to go, and I'm not sure if it's available anymore, but that's what it is. This black and white floral paper here is Flourish in Goldenrod, and I'm going to take that paper and I'm going to ink the edges with my Memento Dewdrop in gray flannel. Maggie Holmes papers call out to be inked to my eye all the time. It gives them definition. It really helps separate the layers. It gives them that little bit of a shadow. So when I use either crepe paper or Maggie Holmes, I almost always ink edges with this in some way, shape, or form. So I'm using my little trick there. When I put a border on, I only glue one side first so it stays straight. Now I'm taking these two photos of my brand new granddaughter, and this is the first pictures you will see of her. And I'm putting them on that botanical with the cut apart. So that botanical paper is Flourish in Perennial. So it's Maggie Holmes paper, and it's called Perennial. And I'm just going to put these back to back there. And then I'm going to use this journaling cut apart here, and that is the Provence paper. And the reason I'm putting that on is I want that to sit on the floral paper, so that's all matted with the photos. So before I cut that to decide how big the mat is going to be, I need to get everything on there, or at least the big pieces on there. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it's a lot of floral on top of floral, but I'm going to ink those edges to help define it. And then I'm also going to use that pink paper to help me figure that out as well too. So I'm trying to decide like how much of that paper I'm going to use, like how wide am I going to cut that. And I'm going to cut a fairly wide strip, probably about 7 inches. I don't remember specifically, but I have the layout sitting next to me, and I just kind of gave it an eyeball measurement. So now my question is, am I going to extend this from top to bottom? Am I going to do it a little bit lower than that? And I liked the idea almost of top to bottom. Otherwise, it felt like it was floating a little bit to me, like the photo mat and that pink paper weren't anchored down. So that's what I'm going to do here, is just kind of trying to decide. And oh my gosh, nice hair there, Kel. I ran a 5K on the morning that I did this, and I hadn't showered yet. So you're getting my running hair. Lovely. Anyway, hey, it's real life, folks. And you'll see those that run coming later. We did a run called a donut dash, so that was really fun. Anyway, so now I'm getting that down, and I really like the way that looks. It really gives the photo mat and journaling mat a place to sit. All right, so now I have to think about what am I going to do to embellish this. And I did have a little bit of new products sneak in because I forgot about that, at least with the embellishment piece. I'm looking right now at the Flourish sticker sheet. I'm going to end up only using one of those. For a while I thought about this, the floral that matched that background paper there, the goldenrod paper, but I'm going to take that off. It's blending a little bit too much. So now I am going to my Crate Paper Oh Darling ephemera die cuts here. So old collection here, old product again. And I found that little paper doll girl. And since this is about my granddaughter, I thought that was great. I also liked how it brought in some of the aqua color from that multicolored botanical. And then I found that there's a little piece there that says something about when she was little. And I want to cover up the first word. I don't remember what the first word was because I covered it up. So I'm going to use that bow to do it, or a bow to do it. And there you go. And I liked instead of the solid there, for some reason, I just liked the lightness of the bow with the little plus signs on it. That bow is from the Paper Studio, which is from Hobby Lobby. It's their flea market fancy mini bright bows. I think those are still available, but I've had them for quite a while, so it's time to get them used up. And then here's where the new stuff figures in here. That camera is from the Maggie Holmes Flourish stickers. Then I added, and I've done this already, those two gold phrase stickers. One says Imagine and one says Daydreamer. And that's from the Maggie Holmes Style Board collection. So that is really old, and I finished it by taking those two stickers and putting them on here. Now I want to take up some space here, and I went to my flower die cuts from the Maggie Holmes Open Book collection. Sorry, these are from Open Book. And I'm just playing around a little bit about which ones I'm going to use. I'm going to use them as sort of a background for other embellishment clusters here. And then I wanted to get a little bit of gold more in the top and on the left of the journaling die cut, just because I have gold in those two word strips and I wanted to spread that around the layout just a little bit more. So now I'm going to fool around a little bit to get this positioned properly, to get that camera positioned properly and the flower there positioned properly, so that the bow can hide the word that I don't want people to see. So it says when she was little. And the reason that's important is I'm talking about how much I love her already, and how I'm looking forward to, right now when she's little, to all the fun we will have, like reading books like Madeline and Frances, having tea parties and playing Barbies. But I also said to her if she prefers soccer, football, and trucks, that's okay too, that I'd still be there to play, have fun, and watch her grow up. So it's just sort of like my thoughts about how much fun it is. She has two older brothers, so I was thrilled when I found out that my daughter-in-law was having a little girl. Not that I don't love my grandsons, I love them to pieces, but there's something about a girl when you're a girl, right? So, and I can scrapbook in pink, yay. At least for now. She may turn out to not like pink or anything girly, but that's okay. So that's kind of what my message here was. And this was when I met her in the hospital the day after she was born. All right. And she pretty much slept the whole time. I didn't see her eyes until a couple days later. And so Daydreamer and Imagine are appropriate here. And again, just sort of playing with the flower there. I couldn't decide if that was the right flower or not. Thought about putting that more glitter one, but I don't have any glitter on the layout. It's all gold foil. And that one was a little too stylized. The other flowers on here are not exactly realistic looking, but a little bit more towards realistic, I guess. And then trying to decide where, you know, obviously that flower compared to the scale of the paper doll is a little bit huge, but I'm okay with that. I mean, this isn't real. The little girl is just there symbolizing little girls, so I'm not worried about it being realistic. And now I'm taking that gray flannel ink again, to ink all of my die cuts to help give them that little shadow to set them off from the background. There's a lot going on in here because of the patterns of the 3 floral papers, really. That pink paper, that strip going from top to bottom, is giving your eye some relief. And I think that's kind of why I really needed it to go from top to bottom, is it gives your eye a place to rest because there is so much going on with pattern here. All right, so I want to add a third bow in here. I was thinking about pink, and then once I put the pink on there, I decided I needed to use a turquoise. So all the turquoise bows are used up in this pack now, which is wonderful and thrilling. I don't think I told you where that pink diamond paper was from, by the way. That's Flourish, the big background paper there. Flourish, it's the Songbird paper. All right, so now I am looking at alphabets, and I'm going to choose this alphabet from American Crafts Thickers. It's the chipboard thickers in hardcover is the name of the font. So an older font, and I don't think that I've used any of those thickers yet. Sorry about that, guys. My phone was still on, didn't realize it. So I'm going to title this one Grandma Loves You, and I'll preview this a little bit. I'm not going to actually stick those thickers down while you're watching. I'm going to let the title sit on my wax paper, and then once I shut this off, I'll actually glue them down and do the journaling. So just kind of trying to decide how much space there I'm going to need so that I can get my title down. And she will grow up calling me Grandma Kelly. She has 3 grandmas, so the kids, her older brother is the one who's talking the most. Her middle brother is not talking a ton yet, but so he doesn't really call me anything yet, but his older brother calls me Grandma Kelly to help distinguish all of us. But when I'm talking about that, I call myself Grandma to them. Sometimes I do Grandma Kelly. All right, so to add a little bit more gold foil into each of the clusters here, I'm going to add these asterisks from the hardcover collection as well. And I'll glue those down just because they stick better, and I use my fine line bottle with my Scotch tacky glue in it. All right, here is a still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you're all well, and I'll be back with another video again soon. Bye!